Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Sunday, June 24th, 2018. We're in a fairly benign weather pattern in terms of fire potential impacts for the next few days. We really have no significant fire potential impacts for today, and on Monday we'll start to see some gustier winds move into western Nevada. An area of low pressure moved through eastern Idaho and western Wyoming yesterday, bringing some scattered showers and thunderstorms to the area. Initial attack remains fairly light across the Great Basin, with a few fires growing a little bit bigger over central Nevada. Precipitation for the past 14 and 30 days is shown here, with that very dry trend continuing over far southern and southeast portions of the Great Basin. This dryness is indicated on our ERC conditions. Here we're seeing RAS stations pop back up over the 97th percentile over southeast Utah, and many stations over the 90th percentile in these same areas. This long-term dryness has definitely had an impact on live fuel moistures, particularly sagebrush is what we're looking at here for western Utah and northeast Utah, here the McCook and Tule Valley stations. Both of these sites are below normal for the time of year, and we're seeing this trend across much of the state of Utah. This morning's satellite imagery shows that area of low pressure that moved through eastern Idaho yesterday, quickly moving off to the east, and the Great Basin will be overcome by an area of high pressure for very dry conditions and warming temperatures for the next few days. Warming and drying returns to especially the western Great Basin today and will spread across the geographic area for tomorrow. Low relative humidities are observed across the far south today, with light winds region-wide. By tomorrow, the high will shift a little bit further east, bringing much warmer temperatures area-wide with low relative humidities, and we'll also see some gustier winds move into far western Nevada for some high-risk triggers there. We can see those single-digit relative humidities are now spread across much of Nevada and Utah by tomorrow, with those gusty winds in far western and northwest Nevada, with gusts up to 40 to 45 miles an hour possible. By Tuesday, dry westerly flow returns to the geographic area, with continued very low relative humidities and generally light winds. The next 3 days will be very dry with no precipitation expected. By Wednesday, still continued very dry conditions across Utah and Nevada, and we'll start to see the effects of an area of low pressure across southern Canada dropping into very far northwest U.S. On Thursday, this area of low pressure begins to influence the geographic area, bringing some very gusty winds to Utah. Following on the heels of this very dry weather pattern we're going into, is creating a critical fire day for Utah on Thursday with those winds. And we may see a few showers coming to far northern Idaho. This weather pattern continues on Friday as that area of low pressure tracks further east and will deepen somewhat over the Great Basin, so we could see continued showers over the central Idaho mountains and those strong gusty winds across the southern Great Basin, creating critical fire conditions there. That low drops further south on Saturday, possibly bringing some cooler temperatures and even some isolated showers to the mountains of northern Utah. 7-day totals for precipitation definitely show some of that moisture moving into the central Idaho mountains and western Wyoming as that area of low pressure tracks across the northern geographic area. The extended forecast for the first week of July is actually calling for below normal temperatures across northern and western portions of the Great Basin, with generally below normal precipitation expected, but a chance for some above normal precip across far eastern Utah. This concludes today's fire potential briefing. Please check back tomorrow for the latest updates.